right, you guys, podcast time.
Choose quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
We are back. It's your favorite podcast with your favorite brown people. It's episode 45 of Chew Quieter.
45.
How are you, sir?
How the hell are we at 45 already? Jeez.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We started like last week or something. It was like our
I know.
first episode.
I know. Next thing you know, we're going to be
100.
We're going to be on 50 next month, and maybe we'll plan something special for that one. Who knows?
Yeah, get a bunch of co-stars.
Yeah. Some knuckleheads.
A bunch of degenerates.
They're all degenerates. You can throw a feather in the fucking room and you'll hit someone.
They're like, oh, degenerates. So no, all good. It's been a busy week. My kid's graduating on Thursday from high school.
Congratulations
to go to college. Thank you. My niece graduated kindergarten yesterday. So she's going to first grade. So my mom and dad have been here for 2.5 weeks now, kind of going between my sister's house and our house and just kind of hanging out and just being here for boys playing baseball into the season, graduation stuff happening. It's kind of like I think it's like every night we've had something going on. The past 2 weeks, almost every night. It's like very rare that we have nothing going on. So tonight's one of those nights. So I'm like, okay, I just want to relax. I want to have a beer. I want to go maybe jump in the pool. The pool's finally nice. But tomorrow night, my nephews, we've talked about them playing Little League and my affinity for watching the Little League and going to parks. I've been trying to go as much as possible. Yep. There's 3 teams in their age group for the league, and they hadn't won a game all year. Just learning. It was some struggles. There's some comedy. It's been a growth year definitely for everyone on that team. They had a playoff game on Saturday between one of the 2 teams that they've been playing constantly, and team was a whole different team on Saturday. They came together. There was hits, there was catches, there was plays, there was throws and plays, there was sliding there. I mean, it was excitement, and it was a good game, and they won their first game in a playoff game.
Nice.
So tomorrow night we have their championship game, and it's gonna be exciting to see what these kids have gone through this year to kind of grow and learn and play together and learn more baseball skills. And they actually have real baseball skills now, which is cool. It's just cool to see this. So I have a quick little video I want to share.
Let's see it.
My nephew Zaya. Here he is. So he's on first base. He's running to second base. You see him get to second base. Look at this. Look at this action right there.
He's just flexing.
Just loving that whole flex. It was like, yeah. It was like he got to second base, and it was he actually scored a run. He came around and got into home. So good job, Zay, and watching the ball, paying attention at the at-bats, getting the base, and listening to the coaches and getting to those bases and coming around. So
looks like a big kid.
Yeah, he's those boys are big boys. And they're my other nephew Joey, he's been getting some really good rips at practice. But we're going to get him into the game. He's a little bit timid, I believe. He's already been hit a few times with the ball, so he's a little timid. So today I got him one of those guards for the elbow. Mm-hmm. He keeps getting hit on the elbow. So tomorrow there's no stepping away from the plate tomorrow, Joe. You got to step in and into it. If you get hit in that elbow, you're going to have a pad. So I don't want to hear any complaints about I'm going to get hit anymore. So
good job, boys.
Definitely fun. They've come a long way. I'm enjoying every minute of being at that. We were at practice yesterday. I was just enjoying every minute. They're just just doing what they want to do, doing what they need to do, and learning and growing. So good job, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember playing in Little League. I got drilled with a ball right in the middle of my back. It happened to be one of the hardest throwing kids in the league also. And I was pitching that day. So I got hit twice that game. Once in the middle of the back when I was at bat, and I was pitching that game. So I got a ball right back at me, and it hit me right in the ankle. So that was it for me that game. I couldn't walk after it hit me in the ankle.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to get past when you're that age of getting hit with a ball and learning how to process that pain and
channel it, kids.
To just working to go through it. I can tell you, the beginning of the season, he got hit with the ball, turned around and cried and bent over, and that was kind of the end of whatever that was. Yesterday at practice, he got nailed right in the hip with the ball, and then just got there and he little dirt on it, shrugged it off, and went back and played the field. So definitely
gotta channel that anger.
Fun. Yep, you got to learn.
Use it against them
with it. Yeah. Exactly. That's how you win. You got to have that fire inside.
Yep. The Mamba mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so my week has been kind of fun.
Yeah, you had a birthday.
Yeah, my birthday was yesterday. The big AK-47. So we went to I prepared all day, right? Like I didn't really do too much, didn't eat too much because I knew we were going to go have sushi. Okay. It's kind of my thing to have sushi for my birthday dinner. Oh man, I filled up on that shit.
So do you guys have a local sushi there, or do you got to go to Murfreesboro or
we have two places locally. One, they're both really good, but one is our favorite, and that's the one we go to. It's called Yamamoto. So I had 4 sushi rolls.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you what the fuck is in them. I just know the names of them.
All right.
But I went down to the local gun shops. I was gonna buy a gun for myself yesterday for my birthday, and there's a pawn shop, and they do trades and that sort of thing too. So I took my Glock 29, which I don't shoot anymore, the 10 millimeter, and I took it with me. And like, hey, last time I was here, you guys said you would trade this 10 millimeter for whatever you got. And he's like, yeah, the boss man said we're not messing with 10 millimeters. They don't sell. I'm like, they don't sell? It's like, no, they don't sell. I'm like, all right. Drove off. Went to the other gun shop that's in town. It's not a pawn shop. This one's like a legit, actual gun shop.
A gun shop.
Yeah. And there's this kid that's in there, not a kid, but young man. And he's looking, he's taking his time, and I'm just patiently waiting for him to be done. There's only one sales guy at the time. And he turns around and is like, hey man, go ahead and do your business. I'm just looking. I'm not sure what I want yet. So I talked to the guy. I'm like, hey, last time I was in here, you guys had said you were interested in 10 millimeters. He's like, yeah, but the guy that wants them isn't here right now. The kid that's there shopping is like, you're selling that 10 millimeter? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how much? I've been looking for one.
There you go.
And I was like, dude, we can make a deal right here, right now. We're at the gun store. So I sold it to him.
Nice. Gun store guy's like, what the hell? You just stole my sale.
No, he was encouraging. He's like, hey man, this guy, you can hook him up.
Yeah. Then he knows you're going to buy something. So what'd you buy?
Nothing. No.
What you went for wasn't in stock, or?
Yeah. What I want is another Shadow Systems gun. The reason why I like the Shadow Systems is because it's built on the Glock platform. It takes the Glock slides, the everything, right? The difference is, the difference is it comes with a threaded barrel. Mm-hmm. It comes with 3 different back straps that you can have, and I don't particularly like the Glock backstrap. It's got that weird fucking hump. I like the 1911 style, like this. It's just real flat. That's the kind of style that I like. So it has that kind of backstrap. You can actually interchange it. It also has the slide is cut for an optic already.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't require plates or anything. So that's my preferred handgun, and they didn't have it in stock. So I just left without anything. I came home. I was going to just order it online and have it shipped to that place and just do a transfer that way. But I got to thinking, I don't know if I need another handgun because I started to sell a lot of my handguns because I want my safe to be have everything there to have a purpose, not just have a collection.
Yeah.
So I have my everyday carry, which is my Glock 19. I have my home protection in my home, which is my Glock 17, what I just showed you right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, do I need anything else really? I don't need a second.
I know what you want though.
What?
And it's probably in a box sitting over here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Benelli.
Yeah. Definitely want one of those. But I got to thinking about that too. Like, I'm only going to use a shotgun for duck hunting, and duck hunting is only going to be 1 week out of the year.
Yeah, but then you're going to want to go skeet.
I would, but Matt Loxley is too damn lazy. I'd go with him. He's a member at this place. I could only go with him because he's
really
the member.
Nice.
It's really nice.
That place is really nice.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, hey, Matt, let's go ski. He's like, I don't know. I might be busy that day.
I'm babysitting because I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. Changing shitty diapers, throw up.
Yeah.
Taking naps with the kid.
I'm still getting the emails from the place and the ski place that he took me to, and I'm looking, going, I don't want to read this anymore. Delete. I don't want to look at this. I just want to go
unsubscribe.
No, I didn't do that. I just delete it as it comes in. At some point, I'll have use for it.
But I was like, you motherfucker! This is like a crack dealer introducing me to crack, and then saying you can no longer have this crack.
And I stopped selling crack now.
Yeah,
and I don't know anyone else who sells it.
So because the place is in fucking Kentucky.
It's
right. It's pretty much on. It's like 5 minutes from the Kentucky border, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me.
Yeah.
So to go there, it's almost like by the time I'm done, I'm going to be tired. I'm like, fuck, should I just got a hotel room for the night? I don't want to have to drive back home right
now. Aren't there little places you could rent to sleep at that place too?
I don't know.
Maybe that was just part of their house, their supplies. It looked like that there might have been like little cabin type places to stay. If they're, I guess Matt said they do tournaments and stuff there, so I was wondering if there might be like some lodging areas there where you could sleep on. It
might be for members.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Matt's a member. He can get you an overnight.
Yeah, but he'd have to go, and he doesn't want to have to go. And I don't know. I might be busy that day. Motherfucker, that's why we make plans, so that way you're not busy that day. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, something came up.
I might be busy. We'll see. When he says we'll see, it's a definite
It's a no. That's a no.
Yeah.
That's 100% no. Poor Maddie.
No, fuck Matt. So I got a question for you since it was my birthday, and you're older than me. At what point do you stop caring about your birthday? Do you care? Is there a point where you stop caring and you just let other people care for you and let them buy you gifts and get you the cake and take you to dinner?
I don't know. I don't know when that was. It's been a long time. Um, I think after kids, it changed for me because probably even more for me because my birthday's on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never about my birthday; it's about Halloween for the kids.
Yeah. So
And
it
I
was
think
taken away from you right
so.
away.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, but when I was younger, it was the best because your birthday, there's a party going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, any of the clubs have a Halloween. Any of the your friends were having a Halloween party. There was a Halloween bash somewhere, somehow, someplace, and it was fun. And when I was a kid, you have a Halloween party at the house for the birthday, and everyone would come in costume, and then we go freaking trick or treat and roll the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it changed considerably once it was around taking the kids trick or treating and being with the kids. And then last year was the first year really that kids weren't trick or treating. My youngest is going to be 18. My oldest is 22. So there's really not kids in the house to trick or treat. Nieces and nephews came over, but I didn't have to mind that. So we just hung out in the cul-de-sac with the neighbors and drank and handed out candy and just kind of chilled. So yeah, that's a tough question. I don't recall. I just know that when kids came across that Halloween and birthday changed for me.
So
But
what you're
that's
saying is
kind of
you're the
a
wrong
that's kind of
person to
a
ask.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I have a bizarre birthday. It'd be like someone being born on Christmas.
Yeah.
Uh, just one of those things.
If you can change your birth date, what date would you want to have it?
Um, 4th of July.
Same here. Exactly.
I think 4th of July would be
Cannot
the
miss because
best time.
it's gonna
Can't,
be a good fucking time no matter
yeah,
what.
there's fireworks. There's a party going on and everything. I think 4th of July would probably be the ultimate in birth dates.
Yeah. Unless you're Tom Cruise and you're all fucked up from Vietnam.
From being born on 4th of July.
Yeah. Remember that movie?
I vaguely remember it. I think I've seen it once when it first came out 50 years ago.
It was a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely a little fucked up. A
he
lot
had
of
a
fucked
he
up.
had a he had a he had a tough time when he got back.
So yeah, but it's one of those things that just it happens, and it's the way that a lot of the military members come back fucked up
Mm-hmm.
after seeing that type of stuff. And it's a big push on what we do with Hero is to kind of not, we know we're not erasing it, but we want to change the mentality that goes behind it, give you something to be looking forward to, something to appreciate, something to do, give you something to put your mind in a different perspective and
Right.
see some positive things.
Yep. Speaking of Hero, the fishing trip. What's going on? What's going on with that?
So we had the charter, and initially we weren't going to do a Hero trip with it. We were just going to take a bunch of friends and stuff, and then a bunch of people we sent a deposit for people that wanted to go, and then we had a bunch of people pull out because of funds or whatever happening this year. So we kind of just went through things and said, okay, we're gonna open this up, and we're gonna take a vet fishing. So now you can either choose a vet you want to bring with you and do a sponsorship package with a vet, or you can say, okay, I'm gonna come, but I'm gonna bring just find me someone and pick from the list. So we'll do like we did last year, just nominations go out, sign up sheets, and then we do the randomizer, put a spreadsheet together with everyone who comes in, and we random generator from cell 1 to whatever, and random generator says line 4 is your name, and you get picked.
Nice.
So, or you can say, hey, I don't want to go at all. I'm going to send 2 veterans, whatever that is. So package is, it's like $2,200, I think it's $2,200. And it includes a 2-day trip on a boat, which is like $900. All your gear. So you don't need to buy poles or anything. We get everything rented for you. Your big, medium, and small gear. Your meals are all taken care of. You got your bunk, all your bait, licenses, and whatever that has to happen is all taken care of. The only thing you got to basically show up with is a couple lures, a pillow, and a sleeping bag, and some sunglasses.
I have a stupid question for you.
Yeah.
What's a lure?
What's a lure?
I've never touched a fishing pole in my life.
You've never touched a fishing pole in your life? Okay.
No.
All right.
Is that the thing that you like reel in?
No, hold on. Let me pause here. All right. So, what is a lure? There's a few different ways where we fish, and lure would be something like this. It's essentially a painted piece of metal. It's painted with a glow in the dark. So we actually have a UV light that we shine on these, and it glows when it drops in the water. The fish see it glowing, and this is how you attract it. So you get a couple of these assist hooks that get tied onto the end of your lure, and this becomes your way to catch fish. This attaches your pole. You drop it down, and you drop it down, and the captain will tell you, hey, we're about 100 yards down, 200 yards down, 300 yards down, whatever that is. And then you just got to count and just drop it down until you get into wherever the line of where the fish are, and then just start jiggling it and hope you get a bite. That's kind of what you do. And then there's smalls, there's mediums, there's different colors and shapes and sizes, because there's drops, there's free falls, there's all kinds of different methods on a jigging. And then you get like a big boy like this.
You know, Ryan Liggett's listening to this right now, and he's like, I am so fucking disappointed in you, Gabe. How could you not fucking know this shit?
Oh yeah. So you get a big boy like this, a 600 gram, and then you drop a couple assist hooks on the end of this. So these will sit down, and then you're not supposed to hook yourself. Sit down here, and this is what you're going to catch the fish with. There's a hook here, and it has these little tassels on it that are your little something to dance around to catch the fish's attention. Mm-hmm. And you just drop this down, and you just kind of play with it, and then hopefully something bites it, and you just have to pull this back up. The problem is you drop this down, and then the fish move, and then you got to reel this fucking thing back up, and your arm is wore out from dropping this thing and reeling it back. It's not light. I mean, I was surprised the first time I got a big lure like this, my first trip, and they showed up. I was like, holy fuck, I didn't realize this was like a pound that you have to dang up the line and then pull it up through the water channel. So yeah. It's definitely nuts. Part of the other, when you're not jigging, there's all kinds of different ways to do offshore fishing, but usually our what we do, what we call fly fish during the day. You just basically, you take a smaller hook like this, which isn't really a small hook if you've ever done any lake fishing. This is a huge hook, but this is a small hook for deep sea fishing. And then you just put a live bait on that, and you let the bait swim, and they chase the little fish. You hopefully hook and reel it in. So
I just learned
usually
something.
And usually our days are fly line. So you're dropping bait. They're chumming bait. So the bait well in the back of the boat is stocked with shit ton of fish, little sardines and mackerel type fish. Mm-hmm. And then they'll just put them in there. The crew does this, put them in a bucket, throw them out. kind of like let the fish see that there's some fish in the water for them to go after, and then you just drop lines in, and they don't know the difference between one that's on a line and one that's not on a line. So hopefully they bite your fish.
Nice.
So.
Well, one of these days I'm going to have to try it. Everyone keeps telling me if you've never done fishing, you have to try fishing.
It is become the thing that I am excited about for summer to do.
I hear it's expensive though.
It's not that bad. I said, like, you're probably, for me, I drive out there with fuel, renting equipment, paying for the boat, and everything for a 2-day trip. It's about $1,400,
Mm-hmm.
maybe $1,500 with gas.
So let's say tomorrow I go to Sportsman's Warehouse and I don't have any fishing gear, and I just want to fish on the lake or in a river that's near me. How much do you think I'm spending to fully equip myself for a fishing expedition for a day?
For a day? If you just want to go try to fish, I would never suggest someone go out and spend $1,000 on a gear. I don't even think my most expensive freshwater setup is like $300. So I wouldn't tell anyone to do that. I have you actually see my broken one behind me. So I have a broken pole that's in here. So Rene Ortiz, you've probably met Rene out in Moab. He used to come out with Jason Webb from Addictive.
Mm-hmm.
He has a white JK. His company is Skinny Dippin' Rods, and he builds my custom freshwater rods. So I have rods from him, the two custom built rods from him, and then I have like $200 reels for those. So it's about $320, $340 is what I have invested in my freshwater. But before that, I had just a $40 ugly stick combo that I bought from Walmart that I used to fish with.
Mm-hmm.
And that was where I got the bite to want to go fishing and do that. And you buy some line, some hooks. You can buy, it really depends on what you're going to fish and how you're going to fish. So the biggest thing to figure out is, where are you going fishing? How are you fishing? What is the technique typically associated with what you're trying to catch in those waters? And that'll dictate how you're jigging up your fishing pole.
Okay.
So, but hooks are cheap. Line is about $10-$15 for a giant spool that you'll string once every 5 years. I think I'm about every 3 years with spooling, respooling on any of my freshwater reels. So you're buying a spool is going to last you basically forever. I have 6-8 sizes that are in my box for freshwater size of different test weights. So from 4 pounds up to 25 pounds. Actually, 4 to 20.
I don't think I'm going to be buying anything soon, just because I already have these expensive hobbies. So, plus we're going to try to redesign our backyard to make it a little bit different than what it is now. I want to put a really nice gazebo and fire pit.
Nice.
So that's going to cost we already got a quote for pouring cement, and that's going to be around $5,500.
Yeah, it's cement. Cement's not cheap.
Well, it's cheaper than the pavers that we had originally planned.
Yeah, definitely cheaper than pavers, but cement's still not cheap anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, have fun with the fishing trip. And if Sean goes, just remind him to keep his dick in his pants.
Or not. We don't.
No.
It's a bunch of fucking military guys, and they don't care. So actually, Sean sends me a message the other day. Speaking of fucking Sean Polistrini, He's all, hey, I got invited to go fishing for marlin in Florida next week, and that's this week. He's like, I guess I'm not going to Moab. And he was like, sad face. I'm like, dude, I would go marlin fishing any day than going to Moab to go fuck up $100,000 Jeep.
You know damn well he wasn't going to do any hard trails anyways.
No, but still, you know, there's a possibility. And I don't know. I don't want to fuck up $100,000
If he went,
Jeep.
If he went, I would have asked him, did you go on Pritchett? And he would have been like, no, I didn't go on Pritchett. Like, why not, Sean? You got this Jeep that you just built. Why didn't you go on Pritchett? I don't want to scratch it.
Yeah.
If I had his Jeep right up the middle of Rocker Knocker.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have.
No, you wouldn't. No.
I mean, that's why you have a V8, right? I mean, you're not doing the electric. You're not doing the slide route. You got to do it. So instead, he would have went on Fins and Things. He would have went on Chicken Corners and say, I went 90 miles an hour on Chicken Corners.
I got to Chicken Corners in 36 minutes. There and back. The drag race, buddy.
I did Moab Rim and I got to the top and I kept going. And I did some whoops.
But you know what though? I'd rather go marlin fishing. That
sounds like
for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a fisherman's bucket list trip.
Yeah, that's a bucket list trip right there. That'll be my next bucket list is finding a charter and probably heading down to the Keys and going out of one of the charters down there for some marlin.
By the way, fuck you, Sean. I love you, Sean. So I don't know if you saw last week in the news, there was a meteor that went over the skies in Europe.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I was watching the video and the whole sky just like lit up. And then I was reading a little more. It said that whatever it was igniting. So they have a feeling it was something similar to magnesium. You ever go to Glamis?
Long time ago. It's
in the sand dunes.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to remember exactly where it's near Pisno, right?
No, Glamis is down south near south of the Salton Sea.
Okay.
Down out that way towards off of the 8. So it's funny as I pass by go through the dunes as I head from Phoenix to San Diego to go with a boat. But when I was younger, and I'm sure it so happens out there now, people used to in the campfires, they used to take like a chunk of a VW block that was exploded and throw it in the campfire. And the magnesium would emit this super bright white light. And it's basically magnesium oxide and magnesium shavings or what they put in fireworks to give you that bright explosion. Right. That's what's burning is a powder or magnesium powder like that. And it would just like light up a whole canyon with that. And that's what it reminded me of, seeing that fireball across the sky. It was like the fire from Glamis shooting across the sky and just lit up everything around it.
So check this out. This is some random videos from that region. And people are probably just going crazy. Like if that was me, and all of a sudden I see this blue thing streaking across the sky, I'm thinking of one of two things: either we're gonna die, or it's aliens and we're gonna die.
Yeah, it's that is like it looks like a new. Let's go back to that screen. There's something on that screen I want to talk about.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to that.
So yeah, it would totally freak you. You'd think that like nuclear war. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
If you didn't know better, and you're just, I think, just I'm like, oh shit, there's the nukes.
Yeah. So I read an article that said that it's likely it was just a comet that had broken up in the atmosphere, and nothing likelihood of it touching Earth was like maybe 0.5% chance of any remnants of it actually hitting Earth.
Yeah. Well, it was on fire. That was why it was so bright. It was on fire.
Yeah.
So it's gonna burn, and then maybe hit the atmosphere, start to cool, and then possibly disintegrate itself into either a billion pieces, or you might have some very small fragments that might land down somewhere. But
Yeah.
it would likely be nothing recognizable with a burn that big.
Mm-hmm. If you see this nowadays, we know what it is. More than likely, we know what it is. We could assume what it is because of everything that we've been taught in school and things that we've seen on the news, and it's just been shared and shared and shared. But imagine if you were in like the 1700s, 1600s,
Mm-hmm.
and you look up in the sky and you hear this sonic boom, because I mean it's going really fast and it's making a sonic boom. And you look up and you see this blue streak of light. They're probably thinking the same thing that I would think. We're fucking dead.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, all you think of is this must have been how the Japanese felt.
Oh, big bum.
That's not Godzilla. So
poor fuckers. Those people just disintegrated, and the ones that didn't just had radiation poisoning. What a way to go!
Yeah, it's ferocious. Yeah, but yeah, no. But that's just, the whole thing is just craziness. I mean, just like for a second, just all right, you just hold your breath. Like, okay, here it is. As soon as that thing impacts, because it looks like it's impacting right a couple miles from you.
Yeah.
So you think like, okay, it's gonna hit, like waiting for fallout, waiting for the shock waves to come and feel that damage come across your body. And oh, it's not there. Okay, go back to drinking, because it's not like they're all at a party.
Yep. There was something else I wanted to show you, and it's kind of goes back to what we had talked about last week. Let's see if I can find the video. So last week we had talked about this guy in the Bronx that grabbed a woman by the neck. Raped her. Yeah. And I saw this video just recently, or in the news. This guy, he threw a baby off a bridge and then stabbed the mom to death. Some fucking scumbag, right? So he's in court, and this happens.
The dad that goes after him.
Can we get back up in 560 now? Chill out, dude.
He's handcuffed too. It's still trying to get at that guy.
Yeah, that's a type of crazy that takes over your body, and you have no control anymore. Someone just fuck with your kid.
For those that are just listening, not watching the podcast, the video is of the father of the baby and the husband of the mom attacking the suspect, the defendant, whatever you want to call him, the scumbag, the piece of shit. He's attacking him in the courtroom. He blindsided him and clocked him in the jaw and knocked him over and just kept hitting him. And then all of a sudden the sheriff deputies wrestle him away, handcuff him. And while he's in handcuffs, he's still trying to attack the guy. And it's taking 3 or 4 sheriff deputies to hold him back.
Yeah, you look at that video, and there's 8 to 10 officers in there. And at any given point, there's 2 to 3 at least on him, and he's still like pushing through. And that's that crazy strength. When you don't fuck with your kids, that's,
I mean, dude, I don't have kids, right? The only thing that I can compare it to would be if something happened, if someone did something to my dog.
yeah.
And even at that anger level, I could only imagine the anger level of an actual child, your offspring, your blood, would be 100, 200 times greater.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched that and I'm like, yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, I can't imagine. But I mean, what do you do if you're the court or the DA? I mean, you can't really. Can you blame the guy? Can you? What do you
No,
charge him with?
It's funny if you actually watch like because I watched all of it, and I watched from the beginning to the end, and almost at the very end, they actually take the defendant out of the courtroom. They finally said, you know what, here's what's antagonizing him, get him out. So he's out, and then they have his lawyers move away, and he finally calms down a little bit. And then the two, I don't know if they're bailiffs or just sheriffs that are in there, are talking to him, and she's like, I understand what's going through your head, but you can't do this here. This is not the place for this to happen. And so it would definitely be a tough situation to be put into. And I am sure that any judge that has to preside over his hearing as it comes up, because I don't know, what do they do? I mean, the other guy would have to press charges against him, and probably his lawyer would suggest he does that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some sort of civil penalty would probably be the most thing he'd have to do. It would suck if a civil penalty against you from the guy that just fucking killed your kid.
Mm-hmm. So
it's just,
the only thing that I can think of is that he might have done this on purpose so he can go into a holding cell with him. And I say that because I heard a story a long time ago when I lived in LA. There was a guy in our neighborhood that purposely went to jail to try to get into the same holding cell as someone that murdered his family, a family member of his. He actually succeeded in going into the same holding cell, and he killed him. In jail.
That's crazy. Yeah. And there's probably thousands of stories like that, where your family member, even you may even have a family member that's already in jail, and like, oh, they want to get a transfer for whatever, and then they get a transfer, they end up in the same prison or same area, whatever, and get their opportunity. I mean, you see movies about this all the time, so I'm sure it's based upon some sort of truth.
Mm-hmm.
That would be crazy. Hey, street justice always is justice.
Yep. Speaking of street justice, so the guy from last week, I guess he got his ass beat in jail.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. I told you it was going to be there was going to be some hell to pay once he got in behind the bars. The police protected him for a short amount of time, and beyond that, bets are off.
Yeah. So he went into the general population, and word had already gotten around to what had happened, and in jail, word spreads around pretty rapidly. Mm-hmm. And he got his ass beat again.
No doubt that guy's in for a short life.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he actually made it through trial if he hasn't gone there already.
Yeah. So here's another video that I want to show you. A couple of videos I want to show you. This first one is just an example of what the fuck is going on in LA. This guy, he randomly, I'm guessing he's on drugs, but I'll just show you the video. Jumps out of a tree naked, runs across a busy street, runs across lanes, boom, gets hit by a car. He gets up and he kept running. And then he got hit by another car.
Another car. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
he's laid
just
out there.
He's laid out, yeah. And then he eventually gets up. See, he's finally like, oh, what the fuck happened? He gets up and he just fucking runs off again.
Yeah, that you know that's PCP.
Yeah, he's on something.
That's Sherm. That's a total Shermed out. That's like you're the police that had to do the chokeholds, and you have these crazy people like that are either naked or just uncontrollable with that crazy gorilla strength.
Yeah.
You know that's all Shermed out.
So here's another video, and this happened just, I guess, the other day. This was pretty wild.
Up ahead, you're going to see an area where there are no vehicles coming northbound on the 405, and then you're going to see a hole open up out of your shot. You're going to see where the freeway is shut down. It's going to be interesting to see, push back in, what she does when she comes up on that stopped group of traffic on the 405 north. Again, she's southbound at a high rate of speed in a van that she's having a hard time controlling.
Now, this was in LA, somewhere on the 405. This fucking crazy person just decides to run from the cops on the wrong side of the freeway. And then all of a sudden comes across the roadblock.
Oh my goodness, she's going to go.
Yeah, it's a straight on hit.
Oh my God, she decided to slam into them without even hitting the brakes. So we're going to have innocent people hurt. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we just saw that. That was horrible.
We see one person get out of their vehicle.
Two vehicles at least hit head on, it looks like.
People are going to be hurt here. This was such
She's climbing out now, looks like, or somebody's climbing out.
Yeah.
She jumps on the hood of the truck.
A dangerous pursuit. And now we see innocent people have been hurt. And we're going to try and re-rack some of that footage, but it's one of the craziest pursuits I've seen.
So the suspect was a woman.
Yeah, it was someone.
Did you see
another person fucked up out of her head? Yeah. So she was going the right way on the freeway and then stopping with the cops behind her.
This is her after the crash, just looking like she looks like a fucking zombie.
Yeah, What do they put in the drugs in California now?
I don't know, but I'm glad I didn't do drugs. I'm glad I did the drugs back then, not the drugs today. Because
I did sane drugs, not insane drugs.
Oh.
Holy fuck! So yeah, I was watching that video and like she's on the streets and then stopping and backing up, and the cops were all backing up behind it, and then she's on the freeway, and then stops, and then flips a bitch in the freeway and goes opposite. I'm like, holy fuck, this is gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
And luckily, she only hit a couple cars, because that could have been Sideswipe City knocking people around all the way down there with that van and little cars.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, she had a little car and a semi-truck.
Right. So here's another video. And this is just a video of a dumb fuck. This has made the rounds quite a few times or already on the internet. This is just a dumb fuck, ghetto motherfucker, showing off his Glen, thinking he's gonna be the next. He's gonna be the next,
gangster.
Gangster murderer of the neighborhood. And he ends up taking himself out.
Bitch, look, I got that 30 on that bitch, nigga. Yeah, fuck y'all, nigga.
Let's show it again.
Bitch, look, I got that 30 on that bitch, nigga. Yeah, fuck y'all, nigga.
Points it at his head, pulls the trigger without knowing, and just blows his brains out.
Yeah.
This is the trash literally taking out itself.
Yeah.
By the way, that video has been verified as real, and he is dead.
Did you see the full length one I sent to you? yesterday?
No.
It keeps going after that, like when it stops off. It's
Uh-huh.
like the camera moves off and he's like done.
Yeah.
That one they stop it before you see him go like down.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that.
The whole full length video. I sent it to you yesterday. Check your messenger.
You got it. You sent it to me in Messenger or in IG?
It was an Instagram Messenger.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. I wonder why I didn't see it.
I don't know.
You know what? Because I had all these birthday messages yesterday.
I'll probably get buried.
So I probably just accidentally glanced over it. Sorry.
Nah,
Didn't mean to ignore your.
Just something to see. Yeah, no, I was like, is this the one? I couldn't find any other videos. You were like, this video, find this video, and I went to go find it. And I couldn't find it. I found that one, like just scrolling through my feed, that one popped up, and I was like, this must be the one, right?
So here's another video that I want to show you, just because this is fucking crazy, right? This happened about a week ago in Kentucky. A delivery driver was making her rounds, and
that truck driver, the bridge.
Yeah, that she went off the fucking bridge.
Dude, this one is nuts.
Look at that shit.
And the fact that Kingpin held that truck there, and the only thing that saved her was a crossbar. Look at this crossbar where from the backside, they showed the backside of the truck's wedged up into that crossbar, and it can't go any further. It's like right up here.
Yep, right there.
Like it's lodged up into that crossbar there, and it can't go any further. That's the only thing that saved her from going all the way down.
So there was an interview with her afterwards, and she said that she hasn't drove since then. And she took an Uber somewhere, and the Uber was starting to take her on that bridge. And she told the Uber driver, no, you can't. You got to find a different way. And the driver asked her, did you see the news about the truck? She's like, yeah, I was the one driving the truck. And he's like, oh, I get it now. Okay, we'll find a different way around.
That's
going to stay with her for a while.
That is great. No, yeah. It would be really hard for you to drive after that.
Yeah.
And I don't even like bridges like that. And
oh God, I barely liked driving under overpasses in LA because of the fear of earthquakes happening and the overpass just falling on top of me.
Oh no, to me, it is a bridge like that has the stuff that goes along the side. As I'm driving, it gets in my peripheral vision and it fucks me up big time.
Oh.
And so it can be like driving across the bridges in the Keys where you're like on the bridge like that. That doesn't bother me. It's not about being on a bridge. It's seeing these things flash in the peripheral like this. Just messes with my brain. Like literally I have to look down or I have to actually do this and not see both of them.
I've driven over the Mississippi. I've driven over the Mississippi a few times. Mm-hmm. And each time, I keep thinking to myself, that's a long fucking way down. You're not surviving that shit if you go over.
That's not what goes in my head. It's the vertigo shit.
Yeah.
But like when it was South Carolina, there's a huge bridge you go over to get over to Outer Banks. And it's just like you're up above the water, like, I don't know, 8 miles on this bridge. This is a huge bridge. Just keep going. So no, that doesn't bother me. It's that messing with my peripheral. If that's the way I go. That's the way I'm going to go. I don't really care. I've already predetermined that I'm going to die someday. So I might as well just let it happen.
So speaking of bridges, quick update on the Key Bridge in Baltimore. They finally got it released from all the wreckage, and they floated that thing back to the terminal.
Yeah, so there was like 5 or 6 tugboats on there to pull it back. There's a crane off the front of it. So did it leave port?
Originally, yes.
So it left port there. So those are filled in Baltimore, heading somewhere. Those aren't.
No.
coming
It's going back to the port of Baltimore.
But I'm saying, was it coming in to drop its load, or was it leaving?
No, it
with
was
the load?
leaving. It was leaving with the load when it hit.
It
the
was
bridge.
leaving loaded, so it wasn't coming in to drop. So all of those containers have to be taken off now and moved to another boat.
Yep.
And so if your parts are on back order, here's why.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is all Temu shit and Wish stuff.
Well, if it's coming from Baltimore, then
then it wouldn't be. It's probably
it wouldn't be that. It would probably be all American parts leaving.
Yeah, or produce, which is probably all rotten now.
So when we're done, it's gonna be the stench there. It's gonna be nuts. So if you get a good picture from the front, these guys are tugging it, but the picture in the front, there's like half the bridge is still on top of the on the front of the
the roadway's still on it.
Yeah, there's still pieces of road. They cut away some of the steel girdering that was still sitting on the top of the boat. I don't know what they had to do. I don't think there was much on hull damage. I don't know if they. Well,
I read that they had to refill. They filled the ballast that way. Because I guess the way they package everything on that ship, it's purposeful, so that way it doesn't lean to one side or the other. So I guess they had to do something with the ballast to make sure that it doesn't capsize.
Yeah, I was wondering if they did the hull even get ruptured at all. It doesn't look like the hull was ruptured. I think it looks like it just hit the front, and whatever is in the front is all destroyed. It's like the rail from the middle of that rail forward is all destroyed. Everything else seems to be intact. Yeah. So maybe they put a little bit of Flex Seal on it and set it back on its way. They had to wait for a giant shipment of Flex Seal tape to arrive so they can tape it up and.
So it looks like they still have to crane out some of the bridge. They're still trying to break up some of the roadway that's in the shipping channel.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a little bit of work to do to clear the shipping channel from debris. The next thing after that,
you froze again.
They'll have to just rebuild.
Yep, that's gonna be nuts. So I haven't even looked at I haven't really looked at a map. I guess you have to go all the way around now.
Yeah. So there's only two other ways to go around. One, there's a second bridge, and then there's a tunnel.
Okay. So
but you have to go. It's definitely out of the way.
Yeah, that's the easy way. So that must be a nightmare for traffic now.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
You got 3 ways to go out, and one's gone. It's not even like slowed. It's not even it's down to one lane. It's gone.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
Now, before we get to the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk to you about today, I found this last second, and I didn't share this with you before we came on, but there has been found side effects of drinking alcohol and taking Zantac.
Uh-huh.
And if you take Zantac while you're drinking, it says here that Zantac alters how the liver processes alcohol and causes the amount of alcohol that enters the bloodstream to be much higher than it would be normally. The amount of alcohol in their system will be higher than normal. It will be much easier to get drunk on a small amount of alcohol. It will take significantly lower amounts of alcohol than usual to become too drunk to drive or to cause toxic levels of alcohol. Zantac makes it much easier to overdose on alcohol. So it's allergy season here, and I've been taking Zantac, and I've been drinking.
Well,
and I noticed that.
Well, Zantac is an allergy pill. Zantac is antacid.
Oh,
that's Zyrtec you're taking.
Oh, okay. So Zyrtec was making me feel more
Buzz.
more buzzed.
Yeah.
Like I would have 2 beers. I'm like, I feel like crazy buzzed.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to look into like side effects of that, and I came across this.
Yeah. So
Zantac is for like
Zantac
stomach and
is for your ass. Yes. For I when I was younger, I used to stress a lot, and I had an ulcer at like 21.
Yeah.
And then I stopped giving a shit, and I felt so much better. So I don't worry as much as I used to, and I haven't had an ulcer in 30 some years. But I used to take Zantac, and I don't remember its effects on my alcohol levels. I'm about to do some.
Were you taking the generic version or the actual stuff?
No, it was a prescription. I was going to a doctor for. They scoped everything in my stomach and everything. I did a full on everything. It was bad. It was bad. I was like curled over with the pain, the ulcer pains. It was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
all right,
but Zyrtec will do that with you because Zyrtec just makes you a little drowsy. I took a Zyrtec before bed, and that's my 24 hours. Is it because it'll kick my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to take it before bed.
Recently, I mean, it's been all over the internet, right? Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, had a speech at a graduation at a very religious college, Catholic college. We've talked about this on our show before. We're not religious. We don't care if other people are religious. We mostly care about people's morals and just how they are as a person.
Yeah.
Right.
And your ability to speak what's on your mind.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Speak what's on your mind. I may not agree with what you're saying, but I can look at it and be objective about what you're saying and go, okay, cool. Let that work for you. Yeah. Or, hey, I like that. That's good. Or what the fuck were you thinking? But that's my opinion on how I process that. It's not for me to go cancel the guy.
So I did 2 things. For those that don't know, I don't know, you must be in the dark somehow, but this guy gives a speech and the left liberals lose their fucking mind and start calling him a bigot, misogynist, whatever you want to, whatever the trigger words are these days for liberals to feel better about themselves, they used. Mm-hmm. So I listened to the speech, though I listened to all of it. I went online and I actually looked for the transcript and I read it twice, purposely looking for the areas that people called it what they were calling it.
Yeah.
There's only 2 areas that I saw that he was talking about where they can somehow, maybe, I don't know how, but misconstrue what he was saying.
If you take 4 words out of that speech and use just those 4 words, then yes, it is exactly what the intention of that side pushing that is the agenda of those 4 words that they're taking out of context.
Right.
In context, you go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what he's basically saying is be a vocation of what you're doing. Whether that be a homemaker, whether that be someone that is working as an engineer, someone that's a doctor, whatever it is. That's what he's saying. What these people are taking out of context was that his wife decided on her own volition to stay home and be a homemaker, and that he was proud of her for doing that, and he fully supports her in her decision.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this woman went to college. She's educated. They met in school. So people are saying that he forced her to do this. And obviously, he says in his speech, it was her choice. So these people are just totally ignoring what he's saying. And they're saying, oh, this is what he implied. No. This is what you implied because you're not listening to what he's saying. There's two different things here going on.
Facts.
You want to hear him say this.
Facts are irrelevant to my agenda. Don't you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. They want to hear him say this, so they're twisting his words without him saying these things, and they want to cause this controversy for whatever reason.
Yeah,
they want to be offended
because they want to have a way to be offended. And funny is the opposite way. They can have an opposite agenda of that, and you're just supposed to just take it and shut up about it and be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Colored hairs, same sex, your gender pronouns, all that stuff is all not even real, and we're supposed to accept that.
Yep.
But someone actually putting something that is real out there, and it's turned around like, oh, you're just whatever. Well, you know why? Because it goes against whatever the funnel is to make everyone be this. I don't know what is the reason to have all this gender fluidity to disrupt the family concept, to disrupt man and woman, to disrupt having a stable male mansplaining or whatever their terms are for toxic masculinity. Whatever this is trying to achieve with all of this change in all of this, it's the freaks are in charge.
Yep.
And so I don't care if you want to have blue hair, you want to have same-sex marriage, go do it.
Yeah.
Don't make me have to accept it. I will like you regardless. I don't really care. But as soon as you tell me I have to, I'm out.
Right. So the other thing that he said was about pride. He says, not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify him. Now, we can read that in two different ways. He's saying it is a sin to be too prideful. And my opinion on that is I don't like people that are too prideful. Without being religious, I don't like people that are too prideful. You need to be humble. Everyone needs to be humble. So I agree with him to that extent. Now, I mean, I could take the God aspect out of it and still understand what he's saying here and agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I have done. I also can agree with him that we don't need a Pride Month for gay people.
Yeah.
That's just another way of society shoving this down our throats that we need to accept this.
Yeah.
And this lifestyle.
You're being forced to accept this. I just saw something today between all of these subculture days of recognition. There's like 200 plus days that are some sort of recognition to some sort of alternative lifestyle that goes against the family concept.
Yeah.
And great, you don't want to have family, that's fine, but why are you tearing down the family concept to bring up your own concept? And if you say something to the other side about lifting yourself up to bring them down, they would have your freaking neck. But if you do it the other way, it's okay. It's like we don't like what you're for. What we stand for is what you have to deal with now, and this is what you have to accept. And that's, I don't know. It's not even what the message is. It's the fact that you're no longer able to be free about what you feel and how you think about things. And that's what to me is the biggest infringement on my rights and our rights and everyone's right to, you can choose. And I'm 100% for you choosing what you want to do. Go do what you want to do. Don't force me to have to freaking deal with it.
Right.
I will accept it on my own terms. I will like you regardless, as long as you're a good person and you have a good heart and you're still doing things the right way, hey, I'm going to 100% accept you and be your friend. I've never not go, oh, I'm not going to like you because you're gay. There's never been a time in my life ever where I've not liked someone because of what they were, who they were. It was because of their ideals and their attitude is what gets you left out.
Right. So with taking God out of the whole equation, throughout history, there are countless number of cultures that have revolved around the woman being the stronghold, keeping the family together. Native American culture is number one, big in that. The Hispanic culture is big with having the mother. I mean, think about it. They praise Mother Teresa, not Mother Teresa, Mary, the Virgin Mary, because of that.
Magdalena.
Yeah. So you look at other countries that have the same kind of thing in the Eastern Bloc, in Japan, China, even other European countries like Western European countries. They all have the same background where the mother is, the one keeping everything together.
Yeah, it's very matriarchal.
Organization.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And
so
this idea of it's just eliminating the family concept is what it is, because the belief that if you stay home and you don't have a job that you're less. No, I can tell you a lot of women that stay at home that are still in charge. The husband goes to work and the woman still has husband by the balls and still controls a lot of what happens in the house. So just because she does it from the sanctity of her house, minding her children, doesn't change who she is. There are strong women, weak women, strong men, weak men. And what's going to happen is typically you have the two the opposites that marry each other, and then that's where things go wrong. When you have two people that are very strong-willed, then you have other problems, but it still happens. You still have things that work. And you have people that are very weak-willed, and they're very meek and don't have a lot of dimension to what they want to do. But it doesn't change what you're doing and where you can go just because you decide you want to be a stay-at-home mom and you want to actually care for the house. And it's still a job. It's probably one of the harder jobs because you're not gone and you're on 24 hours a day.
And the roles have changed lately. Within the last, I think I saw a statistic, it was around the last 7 to 10 years. There are now more husbands staying home and the wife's going to work.
I do 100% stay home. It's kind of what I do. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, you really, I really want to be honest about things. Is I get up, I make lunch for the kid, send her off to school, I work my job, and then when I'm done, I get dinner ready. We have dinner, and then whatever else has to be done. I mean, I don't clean and I don't do that shit the rest of the day because I still have to work at home. But I take on a lot of roles at home just because I'm in the house all day. I take care of the dogs, make sure the dogs happen, and anything that has to be picked up at the store, market shopping, or any errands that have to happen like during normal business hours, I get to find a way to make it happen. Either I'm gone for lunch, quick trip to lunch, or I'm taking off a couple hours to go do what I need to do. So
my friend Rob Ryan. He's a stay-at-home dad. His wife is a doctor. He was working in a federal prison and decided I can't deal with this anymore. This job is mentally killing me.
Yeah.
And
very much so.
And he eventually was received benefits from the VA for disability, and a mutual decision was reached with him and his wife that he would stay home. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what you do. He picks up the kids, takes the kids to school. He does what he has to do throughout the day. When he has time, he'll work on his MJ, which he finally got running today. Congratulations, Rob. Unlike Armando, that his is still on rollers.
Hey, wait a minute here. I have been doing better. I've been trying to get a couple hours a week to go and do stuff and get stuff done because some progress is better than zero progress.
Yes, that is true. But in all seriousness, we give him shit, but that's their decision, and it's working for them. It works for them.
Right. Yeah. But okay, so is he less of a man because he's a stay-at-home dad?
No.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change who you are or what you are.
And I dare anyone to go to tell Rob you're a pussy in his face and watch what happens.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like it doesn't change anything. So the effect is just to diminish the idea of the family, and that's what it is. And I don't know. Does that curtailing population if you don't have a man and a woman cohabitating and recreating? Do you lose the population? So there's something bigger behind all of this, and I'm getting down the rabbit hole, but there's some other conspiracy behind this that's leading to the push of this erasing of the family structure is
what I also find amazing is we already know that a single parent household without a father, the likelihood of those children not succeeding in life is much higher. The statistics show it. This is not an opinion. This is a factual statistic. Mm-hmm. So why would you push back against a household with two parents that are loving, that want to support their family and have a tight bond with the family? Why would you push back against that? It just makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's something else that we don't even understand what's being pushed or how it's being pushed or the idea behind it, other than just control. It's just you get so you've weakened and diminished everything out. You've pushed them so that they have nothing to really reach for, to grow for, to do anything with, and then that's how you have full control. You become Wall-E.
So the other thing I want to point out is the hypocrisy of this all. The people that are saying that he's being a misogynist are the same people that are pro-Hamas and pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
The one country and the one terrorist organization that are notorious for hanging people, that are notorious for you don't have your jihad on correctly, we're going to beat you.
Mm-hmm. I just saw so as I was going down this rabbit hole for the topics for this week, something that popped up, and it went away before I could actually save it and send to you. There was two soldiers dragging a lady into an SUV. She's in heels. The heels are all destroyed. She's got blood. They said blood all down her legs from the multiple rapes. And they're cheering on her because she's an insurgent. And she'd been in their capture for, they said, over 200 days, getting continually raped, continually beat, and tormented. And this is what you're supporting. Think about that.
Yeah. It's gross.
And then half these people with the freaking pink hair and rainbows and everything that are supporting this side, walk over there. They just slice your head off.
Yeah.
They don't accept you.
Nope.
They never will. They're not trying to accept you. And you want to back these people? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm sure we can go down this rabbit hole forever and just piss people off that are listening.
It's going to continue down. Other odd things will happen. Now that we were talking about it, it's all going to pop up on my feed now, and I'm going to be like, "Oh, yeah, did you see this?" So,
Siri, stop listening.
Yeah, stop. Well, I don't have a Siri. I don't compute with fruit.
Yeah, good for you.
I don't fruit.
Well,
all right. So we got a happy topic to end with.
No.
We probably should end with the baseball instead of started with it.
Yeah, really. I'm happy for those kids. Congratulations to your nephews. I hope they do well this weekend.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
Game tomorrow. So we'll be able to talk about a little more, see what happens. Hopefully get some good video.
What are their names?
So funny. It's a whole different world out there with Little League. So there's an app for the league, and each one of the teams gets a camera and a microphone, and they put it up on the field. That's where that video is from, and it live streams. So if you're grandma or grandpa, you can actually subscribe to the feed.
That's pretty cool.
And watch the games. And there's 2 cameras on the field at one time because each team has their camera on. So
nice.
The home team goes behind the plate. Our home team goes on third baseline. The visitor side goes behind home plate, or vice versa, whatever it is. But you have 2 camera views that it can scroll between, and it actually finds action and switches between the cameras automatically. It's freaking ridiculous.
Nice.
I'm like, holy hell!
What are your nephews' names?
Joey and Isaiah. Joey and Zay.
Joey, Isaiah. Good luck, kids. I hope you do well. Hit a home run for Uncle Armando. Score some runs for him. Maybe he'll take you out for ice cream.
Hit the ball. Get it. Good rips. Yeah. Pay attention and hustle.
Yes. And step into that pitch. Let it hit you.
Step in pitch. Come on. Yeah. We got a pad coming, so step in.
Yeah. Take it like a man, little boy.
There's no crying in baseball.
No, there absolutely is not. All right, everyone. That's going to be our show for today. Episode 49. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
No, we're 45.
45. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Wait a minute. This is a Donald Trump episode. It's a DT episode.
Shout out,
DT 45.
Shout out to DT.
All right, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Catch you next time. See ya.